Because remember, don't they have judgment written in the Bible? So you don't want to follow what they're doing, because the judgment that they're going to get, you don't want to be caught up in that.
Right.
So you want to stop whatever it is that we're doing, and this is involving yellow hair.
Right.
We're dyeing our hair yellow to do what? To seem trendy. But ultimately, God is saying, and I want Proverbs 3 next. Proverbs 3:31. But read that real quick.
Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord.
It says be separate because he created you to be separate.
Right.
Read.
And touch not the unclean thing.
So God says the yellow hair is unclean.
Right.
Here he's saying it again through the spirit of Paul. Don't touch the unclean thing. That hair dye that made your hair yellow, don't touch it. That swine that people love to eat, God says it's unclean, don't touch it. That catfish, crab, lobster, God says it's an abomination and unclean. Don't touch it. let the other nations eat the filth of the earth.
Right.
Your vessel is holy unto God.
That's right.
Because the man is created in the image of God, and you, sisters, are created in the image of man.
That's right.
So the thing is, a lot of us don't want to do what God says because we want to actually conform to the ways of these nations.
Right.
Proverbs 3:31.
Bring it out.
Was that it? Did you read the whole thing? Come on.
And I will receive
Oh,
you.
there it is right there. I almost missed that part. God says, if you don't be like the nations, meaning go back to your heritage, you have to figure out, how do we dress? You see all these men with fringes on their clothing?
That's right.
God commanded all of the children of Israel to wear fringes.
Right.
So this is one part where we don't look like any other nation. We don't wear this just on Sabbath days. Today's a Sabbath day, by the way.
Right.
It's not just today. We have it on all our clothes. Our wives have them on all their dresses.
That's
Our
right.
daughters, my daughter has it on her dresses.
That's
Right.
right.
They dress according to what God says. Why? Because we don't want to be like the other nationalities.
That's right.
We are a special people according to God.
Right.
So, read that again.
Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean things, and I will receive you.
God says, then I will receive you. That heavenly kingdom we made mention of, where you're going to first rule over these nations, these nationalities. How you doing, sister? Rule over them. God says the only way he's going to receive you into that is if you stop doing what the other nationalities do.
That's right.
I want Proverbs 3:31, and then I want Deuteronomy 7 verse 6.
Bring it out.
So, yes, come on, sister. Yeah, absolutely. You didn't get a lot of information today. Absolutely.
I mean, this is a lot.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
So, in terms of, God creating man and then man creating woman. Now, science.
Well, God still created woman,
I mean, I'm saying.
but he used man's will. Okay.
So science will tell us when a woman gets pregnant, the woman or the child in the seed always starts off as a female.
Okay.
And then it will either become be a female or then become a male.
Okay.
So how is it that the only place I've ever seen a woman being created was from the Bible, from a man's quote unquote rib, but that's almost like saying, okay, it's almost like making up what science tells us.
Like the air that you mentioned breathing earlier, right? It's crazy, right?
The air that
Whoa,
you breathe.
just out of
You
just
know what I'm saying?
air out of thin air.
I mean, I'm saying like
What you say?
Go ahead, sister.
the life is in the semen.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But the life,
Woo!
the life can be in the semen.
Bam!
However, it's still the woman has created that semen.
Okay. All right.
The woman has created everything because everything comes out of the woman.
Whoa, hold on.
Everything is
Whoa,
created by
whoa,
the creator.
hold on. I'm lost. Hold on.
And the
Hold on.
woman
Now,
is
bring it
that-
here. Bring it back
the
over here.
woman-
Bring it back here.
But I'm
I
saying,
need to
but
I need to
the woman-
reprocess
But
this.
the woman is that gateway.
Okay.
No man walking this earth is not here only by way of a woman.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
no other way that a human is walking the face of this earth.
No, say that last part again. There's no man that walking earth that came out
That
no
did
other
not
way.
come from a woman.
Oh, okay.
You know?
We're not saying we disagree with that.
So
But here's what I want you to see. 1 Corinthians 11,
Bring it out.
There you go.
verse 8. Let's see.
Bring it out.
1 Corinthians 11, verse 8. And listen good to this too, sis. Read.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman.
Which man?
Now, which man is this talking about? Is it talking about your sons? Is it talking about your nephews?
Bring it out.
Which man?
You let me know.
Oh.
You let me know.
Ooh. She get irritated now. She's like, I don't like that one.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
like,
All right.
everything relates back to this, and nothing like what confirms that this is what it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
Like, you have references.
Okay. All right. Let's get this real quick, and we'll get you another reference.
Bring it out.
1 Timothy 6.
For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man.
So it's talking about the first man. The first man did not come about from a woman. Okay? But the woman, that first woman, came from that man.
Right.
So that's what the Bible
Okay, read.
Neither was the
So
man.
the same Bible,
Same.
the same Bible you confirmed is true by.
Let me. Can I finish? Did you not say this was true?
I didn't say that was true. Those are some things, like even like when you have.
Should we roll back the tape?
Yeah.
I'm
My
listening
main
to everything
question
that you're
was,
saying, but that doesn't
is
mean
this
that-
historical fact? That's the first way I started.
Right.
Are these things historical fact? The slave ships, the cotton fields, the slave markets. Is that a fact? Everyone in unison said yes.
Right.
We read those same accounts out of the Bible as prophecy
Right.
before they happened. Who else does that fit? I said, does it fit the Arabs? Everybody said no. Does it fit the white man? Everybody said no.
Right.
Meaning what? Who does it fit? It fits us.
Right.
It's a fact. So, out of that same Bible now, you're saying
So what? Well,
that's
okay.
a fact, but this is not. But it's okay.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
no, no,
We'll
no.
deal with
What
something
I'm
more.
saying is, so many things in history has been kind of like even. So do you understand or do you study Greek or Arabic? You know, so do you know the Bible in the original language?
I've seen it.
You've seen it,
Yes.
but do you know it enough to say that what's in what you're reading right now was what was originally there?
Right. Originally, it was in Hebrew.
Okay, like Hebrew.
Right.
So even with that,
Right.
do y'all teach Hebrew to your people and to the community? Like it could be a thing where a lot of things is in the Bible, just how you say Lord, but then like maybe some years before it was maybe Jehovah, just as an example. You know what I'm saying? So throughout the years, things have been changed, remixed, and you know what I mean? For people to put in the things that we see or that we heard that happened with slavery could have also been some of those things that was implanted and say, hey, this is how it's true. You know what I'm saying? Just like how they'll say, with the slave master, he justified what he was doing by saying that, look, the Bible says that this right here is what y'all supposed to be doing to justify the atrocities that they were doing.
Okay. So now, the account that you just made mention is also prophesied what happened in the Bible. So what we have to do is line up what was said long ago, because even, I'll use this trend.
Because remember some of these words I already said was 16th century, maybe even 1500, 1200. So the question is, what was going on? What was the language of the words? Even pants.
Okay.
Pants didn't come about until way later as far as terminology goes.
You want to see what the terminology was of old time? Exodus chapter 28.
Even with pants. No, I'm just saying. Even just with pants, you know what I'm saying? Like, who wears the pants?
Okay.
Where, when the Bible was originally written, I mean, I know it's over a course of time, but was original people, men walking around with pants on, or were they walking around with things that kept the energy flowing and didn't stop that energy?
All right. Listen to this. Read that.
Exodus chapter 28, verse 42.
So now, the book of Exodus is the same time frame in the wilderness with Moses. We just came out of Egypt and we were dressing like Egyptians. Right? Go ahead.
And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness.
What are we wearing?
Linen breeches to cover.
You ever heard the term by an auntie or a grandma, pull your britches up? What is that talking about? Pull your what? Oh, so it didn't say pants, but it said breeches, which the definition means the same exact thing.
Right.
So you're 100% right. I use the term pants because that's the modern day term. The Bible calls them hosen or breeches.
Right.
All right? So we got that part, right? So yeah, so of old, there are terms that we use today to teach our people so they understand some of those references, because the Bible is a foreign book to most of our people.
Right.
They don't read it.
Right.
They don't read the Bible. They'll have it on their dashboard as if it's going to stop someone. They have it on their dresser as if it's going to ward off evil spirits. No, you have to actually read it. You have to apply what God says. Because, give me Psalms 19:7 real quick. Because we're reading commandments out of this Bible. And we're talking to a people that needs the commandments of God more than any other race.
Right.
How is that? Is there such thing as black on black crime? Is there another terminology for another nation that equates to black on black crime?
Bring it out.
And I know media hypes it up, but it's still a fact.
Right.
It's still a fact. We went to Inglewood, Chicago. We teach at O Block, one of the most dangerous cities or parts of a city in the country.
Right.
And guess what? They still have to learn the commandments.
Right.
Read that real quick.
Psalm chapter 19, verse 7.
Right.
The law of the Lord is perfect.
God's laws are absolutely perfect. Why is that? Because it would benefit us to reach to perfection.
Right.
Go ahead.
Converting the soul.
God's laws convert our souls. It converts the inner man or the inner woman to say, my insides, what's within me.
Right.
How do you know your way is right when there's nothing to line it up with?
Right.
Go ahead.
The testimony of the Lord is sure.
Come on.
Making wise the simple.
Simple meaning silly, ignorant, stupid, whatever term we want to use. God says the laws of God gives us wisdom.
Right.
The real wisdom.
Right.
Where now we'll hear something like thou shalt not kill, right?
Right.
The wisdom of the Lord shows it's not just about stabbing or killing.
Right.
Right? It goes deeper than that. Excuse me. 1 John 3:15.
Bring it out.
Thank you so much, brothers, for
1 John 3:15.
your time.
Everyone wants that. Oh, yes.
But we must
Right,
keep it
right.
moving.
I understand.
Thank you so much.
Keep God's commandments.
Yeah.
Keep God's commandments.
Right.
Y'all stay up.
Sis, keep God's commandments.
Right.
Read that.
1 John chapter 3, verse 15.
Bring it out.
Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. And ye know
Hey,
that...
go back to that Ezekiel chapter. Read 2 and 7. I got you in 1 second. 2 and 7.
Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 7.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt speak my words unto
What's
them.
God say?
And thou shalt speak my words unto them.
This is one of the most important things, because as you walked up, I start dealing with you.
Right.
Because God is dealing with the man first.
Right. That's right.
God wants you to get in order, to be an example to sisters who desire to be out of order.
Right.
Now, as a parent, one of the basic things that a parent wants to do is protect their child.
Right.
So we gave an example. Sisters dressing out of order, you entice the wrong attention. Is that correct? Brothers will slap
Words
you.
unto
So
them.
God says, I'm not going to come give you my own speech.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you what I think. What I
Right.
think don't matter. Because what we all think individually is why our communities are so divided and broken up.
Right.
That's why our communities are broken down.
Right.
That's why we don't have anything to call our own as a people.
Right.
I see some of these businesses open up, black businesses open up,
Right.
but the rate to shut down is within 5 years.
Right.
That's a national fact.
Right.
So we go and support and do these various things, but there's no longevity in our community.
Right.
What do they do? They'll come and buy this whole block and then build a damn parking lot to extend MARTA. Then the black business gone.
Right.
What else we got to stand on?
Bring it out.
We got to stand on the principles, the laws, statutes, and commandments that God gave us
That's
as men.
right.
That's right.
As men.
Right.
Read it again.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt speak my words unto them.
God says, speak his words, not my own words.
Right.
See? Not our own words. We
Right.
gotta speak God's words.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
So our people would rather leave off, continue to be single mothers, continue to be hated by the nations,
Right.
and not know why.
Right.
God says, read that again.
And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
So there's nobody holding them back to stay here.
Right.
Whether they listen as you're doing or whether they forsake it and leave.
Right.
There's no skin off our back. Our job is done.
That's right.
We taught the commandments of God. We showed them who they are according to the Bible. You are the children of Israel. You're God's chosen people.
Right.
That's our job.
That's right.
We're not going to hold nobody's hand here. Because guess what? God's judgment is set to come.
Right.
Now, either you want deliverance or you want judgment.
Right.
choice is yours. Walking away gets judgment.
Right.
Deliverance and listening and applying what God says is deliverance.
That's right.
Read that.
For they are most rebellious.
What does God call them?
For they are most rebellious.
Rebellious meaning you don't want to hear anything.
That's right.
That's right.
But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious.
So here's what God says. Our people are oftentimes rebellious.
Right.
They don't want to, they hear it, but they don't want to do what God says.
Right.
God says our people are the most rebellious. But what did God command us? He said, we can't be like rebellious like our people.
Right.
He says, you don't do that because we'll be hypocrites. If we stand here, tell you, teach, keep the commandments, but then we leave here and we don't keep the commandments. God says the judgment, it says hypocrites won't stand before him.
Right.
We'll miss out on the kingdom by being hypocrites.
Right.
So as we do, we teach. We learn the commandments and keep the commandments. We teach our people to learn the commandments and keep the commandments.
Right.
Go ahead.
Be not thou rebellious like the rebellious house.
Come on.
Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. And when I look, behold.
That's it. Real quick, give me Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Who's up next? Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Teach us, bro. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6.
Preach to the elders, brother.
For thou art an holy people.
God's talking to the children of Israel. That's who you are according to the Bible. God says you're a holy people. Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Unto the Lord, go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people
What did God say we are?
a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Does that sound like equality? That's equality. God says you're above all people.
Right.
That's not equality. You're better than them.
Right.
Teach. Oh, have you ever heard that before? So read that last part again.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself
Come on.
above all people.
It says above all people.
Right.
Every nationality you see, Chinese, Arabs, white people, God says you're above them.
Right.
You're above them.
Right.
Go ahead.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So every nationality that you see on the earth, God says we
Right.
are far above them.
Right.
So we can't, that's what I was going to bring out to these sisters. We can't be blonding our hair like those nationalities.
Right.
Right.
That's not our custom.
Right.
God says you're above them. So why are we stooping down to their level to look like them?
Right out.
We're not supposed to do that.
That's
we
right.
are the sons of the living God.
That's
Remember
right.
that, all right?